So, as we were talking about, you have a choice of what gift you're going to give the next generation. Is it going to be life, or is it going to be death? Because everything is connected, and if you remove key parts of Mother Nature, there's no mercy. If you think that you're somehow removed or that you're going to be exempted, you're not. You're going to suffer the same as anyone who interferes with Mother Nature's primary laws, and that is death for all of us, extinction on a global scale. It sounds very harsh and it sounds almost like science fiction, but it's really not. It's a simple concept, and people have it backwards. They think that the problem is coming from global warming and pollution and all of these other things, and certainly they're contributing factors. But what people don't realize is that these are symptoms. They're not the problem. The problem that's going on right now is huge, and it's an extinction event, and people are too blind to see it. And by the time that most of the world wakes up, if they don't hurry and start correcting things, it won't be a reparable situation. Right now we can still fix it. It's not so far gone that it can't be fixed. Ultimately, the world will heal itself. Now, whether or not there will be humans left on the planet is up to us. We are wasting our potential. We have these brilliant minds, the ability to think and reason, and we don't use it. You would never realize it, but thinking seems to be a very difficult process. Most people can't seem to hold a thought for very long. They certainly aren't deeply introspective, and they're not looking at the world around them. We're like this primate gone horribly wrong, and that's exactly what we are. We're a primate gone horribly wrong. And all this corporate greed is going on, and as you start to look at corporate greed, you have to realize that in a big way, of most people, the majority of people in the world are slaves to money. And I'm going to share something with you that one of my mentors shared with me a while back. A man named Bob Proctor. He's been in the movie The Secret. I talked to Bob, or in a part of Bob's lessons and interaction with him, and have been for quite some time now. And Bob said before, and it was a very poignant point that he made, and that is that money makes a great servant, but it makes a horrible master. And that's very true. And we live in an economic society with corporations controlling much of what goes on in the world. And we have to get away from that. It's not that you can get away from finances and economy, but we have to live beyond that and use our heads. We need to learn more. Getting involved is not difficult. There's so much stuff that you can do to help out. There's so many things that you can do to help out. And it's the little things and the big things that matter. It's taking the time to learn. It's taking the time to talk to your children about getting them, organized in their schools. It's cleaning up a park. It's helping out in a community, and certainly it's pressuring governments, signing petitions, sending emails, calling on the phone, talking to people in power about making changes, because it's the people in power who will listen to you. Your voice matters. You have this loud voice and this ability and this gift. If you don't squander it, if you remember that there is a power in you, and one person can make a difference. They so can. When you look at all the examples in history of people who made a difference, Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, Madame Curie, Steve Irwin, if you look at people like Captain Paul Watson of the Sea Shepherd Society, who are out there every day fighting on the front lines for what's right, you look at these different people in government who are fighting. There's a man in Canada, a Canadian minister, Mel Harb, and he is going up against the Canadian sealing industry. You know, Russia finally stopped sealing. Putin said this is ridiculous, you know, it's a barbaric trade killing these seals. We can't do it anymore. But he did something very wise, and that was that he didn't just tell the people, look, you can't do it anymore. He also established a subsidy program to help those people out, so that the people who do subsist on it don't lose in the long run. It's a wise choice, and it's an economic choice that any country can make. Unfortunately, there are countries and there are corporations out there that are still not taking a part in this. You know, and I'm talking about Norway and Iceland and Japan and Canada. I'm talking about small countries, you know, who are supplying shark fins for the shark fin soup trade, who are killing off our lifeline. But you know what? They will listen when the people care enough to stop things, and you have that power. So exercise your power and get involved. And if you don't want to do these things for the moral rightness of doing it for wildlife and nature and the world that we all share and are a part of, then do it for your children. Because your children are the people who inherit your legacy, for good or ill. You know, your children are more important than some corporation or a profit. Your children. Thank you. Take the time. Think about what I said. Look in your kids' eyes or the eyes of the children in your neighborhood. And remember, you know, when you go to do an action, think about them. Put them in your heart. And think about their future. You know, if you can do that, you'll be an eco-hero. You will be someone beautiful that is doing something to help save the world, and that's the most important gift that you can give to your children. Visit www.seashepherd.org and find out more about their conservation group, or if you want more on a lot of different conservation groups, come to my website. I'm an artist and an author, so come to my website. It's www.erikbrush.com. Go to my eco news pages. I have a couple different pages there. There's so much information. There are tons of links to all kinds of different groups that are working with rainforests, that are working with oceans, that are working to help save this environment, you know, for future generations. You can get involved, and every single one of your voices matter. So thank you so much, and I appreciate the time that you invested in looking at these videos and considering what I have to say. Thank you. Take care, and bless all of you.